Ladies and gentlemen, IWA Mid-South presents Hurt here tonight from the Streamwood Rec Center. You've already heard his voice. Jim Fannin, the most successful manager in IWA Mid-South history, joins me. Jim, welcome to IWA Mid-South Hurt.
Am I here? I've been driving around so much today, I don't know where the hell I'm at.
We get started right off the bat. That music is extremely loud.
I think it's Darin Corbin, but I don't know.
Much better. Thank you, sound guy. That is the unmistakable music of one Darin Corbin.
Try to read what his belt says. My eye's bad.
And there, I didn't think it was going to be too far in tow. His new manager, the man leading the career of the young man, Kevin Harvey. Kevin Harvey?
He's a manager!
Well, he was a ref, and he was a ring announcer, and he tried to sit in that seat, and he wasn't very good at it, so now he's going to try managing. Why not, right?
He's trying to follow in my footsteps!
Apparently. Apparently. And by the way, the belt says, "I'll rock your world." And he means it.
I'll take a rain check, Ben Jordan.
Hey, I just read the belt. I don't understand this kid. I'll be honest with you, Jim Fannin. I just don't understand Darin Corbin.
The kid has so much potential, and if he's got a sleaze bag like that telling him what to do, all that potential just got wiped right out of the bag.
Somebody needs to have a talk with Darin Corbin. He needs to find himself a new representative pronto.
You know, if Darin Corbin wanted a manager for 45% of his pay, I'm right here.
That's not a bad deal.
It's a hell of a lot better deal than where he's getting led to by this joker.
Absolutely. Here we have a rematch from just a week ago. These two men, this of course the music of a young man making his way up the ladder here in IWA Mid-South, Billy Rock.
Main event from when? Early.
No.
A rematch from last week?
Yes, it opened the show. And it's
where?
Midlothian.
Oh, well, I wasn't in Midlothian.
Yeah, I understand that. Billy Rock, of course, fell victim to Shin City. We've seen Darin Corbin use that Shin City finisher in the last couple of matches. Ring announcer, badass, Joey Eastman.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our opening contest. It is scheduled for one ball with a 20-minute time limit to referee Andy Long. Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by his manager, Kevin Harvey.
Boo!
Dude ranch, because he's hung like a horse. This is Darin Corbin.
That is just ridiculous.
Absolutely. A man full of potential, but too much caught up in the theatrics, I think.
And his opponent from Lafayette, Indiana, Billy Rock.
Continues to get better every time we see him here in IWA Mid-South.
Let me guess, the belt's not on the line.
I'm going to bet not. But I'm sure he's got a creative reason.
Joey, he can't do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to the fact that Billy Rock spells his name incorrectly, the title is not on the line.
Fair enough.
We discussed this last time, didn't we?
Yes, we did. We said it's a tribute to Charles S. Dutton. All right.
We want to know if there's enough time for an 11th match next week. Me and you, toughest damn ring announcer in the business.
I say we do it. Come on, Joey.
I forfeit.
Oh, come on.
Jim Fannin, I could never, ever take your place. I mean, come on. You're Jim freaking Fannin.
Come on, Joey. You could do it.
The dork in the suit's trying to take my place.
Well, the dork in the suit is just a dork in the suit, so, you know.
Fair enough. Two men jockeying for position on that always changing light heavyweight championship ladder.
No 11 matches next week, I guess.
I'm disappointed.
We don't have to tell Tracy Smothers that I've been replaced as the toughest damn ring announcer in the business.
Well, there we go.
I don't know if he'd understand it if we told it to him.
Nah, probably not. What are you talking about, kid? Rocca, I think I would expect comes into this with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, maybe, looking for revenge. He caught Shin City in Midlothian last week and fell victim.
You'll have to tell me about this match, because, you know, there was like shit list things going on last week, and I wasn't in Midlothian, so.
Yes. Well, it was a back and forth matchup, you know. It saw at the end, finally, with a little help, if I'm not mistaken, Kevin Harvey stuck his nose in there a little bit, ended up helping Darin Corbin.
Well, from the looks of the profile right there, he didn't have to have much effort to put his nose in there.
No, not at all. Not at all.
That guy is a manager. Hey, I am disgraced to have called myself a manager now.
I agree with you. I don't understand what Darin Corbin sees and what he thinks Kevin Harvey is going to do for his career. But
after this match, I'm making him the offer. 65% of his pay, and he can have a real manager.
I would take him. I think he would take it. I think he should take it. I would advise him, and now we see unable to perform the kip up. He's trying, though. Give him an A for effort.
Is it a kip up or a fish out of water?
Finally, with an assist from the ropes, he's able to get it done. I would have to use the ropes, too. I'll be honest with you.
I'd have to use the ropes and somebody's hand pulling me up.
Some nice arm drags. Rock now, oh, nice. Jumps right up, catches him, takes him over pin. 1, 2. Close, but no cigar. And Corbin smartly gets out of dodge.
I've only seen this Billy Rock the one time last week in Plainfield.
Right.
He came in during my hiatus. And
relative newcomer.
Tell me some stuff about this guy, Ben Jordan.
He's really a work in progress here in IWA Mid-South. Came in right out of the gates, took Matt Seidel to his limits there in the first match. I think it was probably a little bit that Matt Seidel hadn't seen him before, but he does hold a victory over our current IWA Mid-South light heavyweight champion. It was a non-title match, but and of course there was some shenanigans involved with that. But nevertheless, the record book says Billy Rock's got a win over the champ. So
he beat the stash.
Yes, he did. He did beat the stash. He's got really nice European uppercuts. We saw one there. He really likes to utilize that move. A lot of impact on it.
I spoke with him for a short time after the Plainfield show last week. He mentioned that he had some training from Dory Funk Jr., and that's where he picked up the European uppercut.
Yes.
That's where Ian Rotten learned him from. He made the mistake of going, hey, Mr. Funk, how do you throw a European uppercut?
Oh, and now, you didn't see it, but Kevin Harvey on the outside now takes a pot shot while Darin Corbin had the referee turn around. Who does this guy think he is?
Son, if you're going to watch tapes of me in action, get the newer stuff, not the stuff from 4 years ago. Hell of a lot better things you can do than a thumb to the eye out there on the floor.
Absolutely, and Darin Corbin very astutely taking advantage. Suplex now, cover 1. But Rock, maybe a little bit of fire there, says, I'm not even going to stay down for a 2 count.
I'm not even going to acknowledge him as a manager until I see him take a little sellout bastard and knock his head clean off his shoulders with a clothesline or a forearm or maybe a barbed wire baseball bat. Then he can be a manager. Until then, he is a dork in a suit.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that. Now a nice jab, another right on the jaw. Wind up.
He's no Necro Butcher.
No. But I'd like to see him wrestle Necro Butcher. I'd like to see anybody wrestle Necro Butcher. Tonight we get to see Roderick Strong wrestle Necro Butcher.
April 1st, Ben Jordan versus Necro Butcher.
No. Whoa. Look at that, yeah. Smart Mark pointing out the perfect handprint on the back of Darin Corbin. Look at that. It is a perfect handprint. Unbelievable.
Was that where Harvey was getting some cushion for the pushing?
Quite possible.
There is, in fact, a hole in Kevin Harvey's pants right in the crotch. Yes.
I don't want to know how you know that, but I'll take your word for it.
He did some investigating.
Ben Jordan put it there.
Oh, please. Get out of here.
I've heard those rumors about you.
Yeah, they're rumors, let me tell you.
That's what you had to do to become the fourth Thomaselli, wasn't it?
No. And I am not a Thomaselli. I don't want to be associated with those pricks.
All right, let's get back to the match here.
Absolutely.
You know, what happened to Billy Rock?
Billy Rock has, ever since Kevin Harvey attacked him on the outside, it has been all Darin Corbin.
I have just lost faith and confidence in Billy Rock if the dork in a suit got one over on him like that.
It looks at this point that is the case. Corbin, this is as aggressive as we've seen him in a long time. Really on the offensive here.
You know, that's what he needed. He needed to get a little more aggressive, drop all the comedy. I mean, it's entertaining and it's fun to watch and I'll laugh, but you're not going to win any titles.
Yep.
And
face eraser. Wait a minute now, Jim Fannin. Face eraser. Oh! Yikes! Lots of impact there on the face eraser.
Keep your eye on the dork. Is he an usher? He just wiped off the chair.
I think he was wiping off some of Billy Rock's face off of the chair.
Because it was a face eraser.
Right.
I get it now.
Yeah. Welcome to
I've
welcome
been
to
away
Streamwood.
for a while. I'm a little slow.
Welcome to Streamwood, Jim Fannin. The show started about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, I just got back from my third trip to the damn airport.
Fair enough.
The third one very unnecessary.
Fair enough. Now, Billy Rock showing a little fire here. Coming back. Winds up. Back and forth now. Double cross body.
I don't know who got the worst of that one. They're both similar in size. Neither one of them very stout in their nature.
Right.
They still have to fill out their bodies a little bit.
Certainly enough to stun both men.
I think more impact went on Corbin. I think Billy Rock was running a little faster.
Certainly close now as the crowd rallies behind Billy Rock. Rock, look at these two young men go back and forth with the forearm strikes.
Perhaps they think this is the strong style tournament.
No, that was a couple months ago in this building, guys. Wait a minute. Billy Rock is on fire. He's serious now.
Well, somebody better put him out, Ben Jordan, before the sprinklers kick on.
No kidding. Here we go. We've seen him use this before. No, wait a minute. Corbin. Oh, the Corbin cutter. Right there. Dropped him chin first. 1, 2. No, Billy Rock's still hanging in there.
I think that was a slow count.
Andy Long, I know he's been ill lately, but
you know, the last time I really watched Andy Long referee a match, I threw a chair and busted him wide open.
Yes, you did. Oh, nice impact on that step-up enziguri.
I bet you won't see the dork in the suit do that.
No way. You could see there a little bit of nervousness on the look of Kevin Harvey there. He sees his guy in trouble here. Billy Rock's better keep his eye on him, though.
He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Of course he looks nervous.
Billy Rock now taking a risk. It does not pay off.
He wasn't that nervous since he took his brother to the prom.
Neck breaker. Whips him all the way up. Now Shin City. Oh, once again, that'll do it. 1, 2, 3. For the second straight week now. Corbin has used that Shin City strike to the face to finish off Billy Rock.
For 85% of his pay, I'll become his manager and have him a title shot next week. That's how I'm making money.
Kevin Harvey's successful in his first match as a manager here in IWA Mid-South. Jim, I mean, he's got a perfect record now.
Let him get back to me when he's managed 6 different guys to the heavyweight title, when he's managed somebody to the light heavyweight title, when he's won a TPI, when he's won a Revolution Strong Style tournament, when he's almost won the company.
Yeah.
then he can talk to me about his record here in the IWA.
We move ahead here at IWA Mid-South, Hurt, at the Streamwood Rec Center. And here we see Jason Dukes. He joined me in the seat that you sit in for the Revolution Strong Style Tournament. Now we see him here in action. Jim Fannin, tell us what you know about Jason Dukes.
I know he's lost a heck of a lot of weight. He wrestles up in Mid-American. I think he's probably been a tag champion up there on a couple of occasions. For a long time I didn't go up there, so I'm not exactly sure on that. He has gotten a lot better from what I've been told, but his appearance on commentary at the Strong Style Tournament is why I'm here on commentary right now, Ben Jordan.
Well, he traded in the mic for some wrestling boots. We're going to see how Jason Dukes does here as he takes on a young man who's been currently active in the IWA Mid-South Tag Team ranks with his tag team partner Jason Rain. But tonight, he heads off into singles competition. He is Marco Cordova.
Polo.
Oh, come on, I'm not going to get caught up in that, Jim.
It's Ian Rotten! It's Ian Rotten versus Jason Dukes!
No, Ian's in a tag match later. Him and Pondo got to defend their belts.
Well, then why did he just walk through the door?
Well, it kind of doubles as an entrance for the wrestlers and the fans.
Ian wanted an up-close and personal view of this match. Okay, you can turn the music off. You can turn the music off.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Your referee, PJ Corbin. Introducing first from San Antonio, Texas, Too Fat, Jason Dukes.
Is that with the PH or the F? PH.
And his opponent from Chicago, Illinois, Cordova.
A favorite here in Streamwood. Now Jason Dukes.
Before we get started, what I would like to have right now is for all you fat, disgusting, Streamwood retards to keep your mouth shut and your eyes open while I take my shirt off and show you what a real sexy man is supposed to look.
Please don't. Please don't.
Okay, he just committed the ultimate sin, Ben Jordan.
What's that?
If you're gonna use the phrase in that opening in the promo there of the late, great, ravishing Rick Rude, the town is supposed to have the same letter as the adjective you use to describe the people. Therefore, it should be the Streamwood Sweat Hogs, not whatever the hell it was he went with. It's gotta be alliteration, Jason Dukes. Alliteration. SS.
Calm down, Jim. If you start out at this pace, you're gonna have an aneurysm by the end of the night.
But if you're gonna take it from Rick Rude, do it right. That's all I've got to say.
Okay, fair enough. Jason Dukes, his man breasts are disgusting.
You know, if this was in Lafayette, Indiana, and I speak knowing the crowd in Lafayette, Indiana, they would be chanting that man needs to wear a sports bra. And then, if he was to show up wearing a sports bra, then they would give him hell for doing what they told him to do in the first place.
You seem to know that from first-hand knowledge.
I just saw it happen to some guy, okay? I saw it happen to some guy, so I know.
Guy kind of looked like you, though. Same build, same color hair.
But that guy was much heavier than what I was.
Speaking of heavy, Too Fat Jason Dukes here in a little bit of trouble. Marco usually likes to employ the suplexes in his offense, but I can't see him really being able to use that too much with a guy like Jason Dukes as his opponent.
I haven't really seen a whole lot of Marco Cordova. Wasn't he NWA Midwest Illinois champion or
Yes,
something.
he
Lost
was.
to Colt Cabana, I believe.
Yes.
He defeated Colt Cabana for that title. He is the reigning champion. Is this a title match, Joey Eastman?
Why doesn't he have his belt? And get on that, will you? Find out.
Well, it's a not. Jason Dukes is not a top 10 contender, so therefore this is non-title. That was just fed into my ear. I just heard from the back.
Gotcha, okay.
Jason Dukes is not a top 10 contender.
Not only that, but Jason Dukes lives in Wisconsin. Therefore, the statute of limitations only says that a wrestler from Illinois can win and hold.
Wait a minute. You're making this up as you go along. You're making this up as you go along.
Statute of limitations.
Please.
But isn't that for like rape or something?
Did you say statue or statute?
We'll handle rape after the show.
All right, back to the action here. We're still at a standstill. It's good to see that Joey Eastman was able to remove himself from Ed Schuman's ass in order to give us some information there.
You are going to say that to the second toughest damn ring announcer in the business?
Me and Joey go way back. We're cool. Oh, and there, a big shoulder tackle. Dukes.
Look at the boobs bounce on Jason Dukes.
Why do you fall for that? How does a guy fall for that? Why would you look up when your opponent tells you to look up? I don't understand that.
Maybe he thought there was a hot dog hanging from the ceiling.
Quite possible. Now look at that. Marco showing a little bit of his power off. Oh, see, he's not going to fall for it after he just did it to you. Now,
but that's
beautiful.
not fair.
Beautiful suplex throw there. High knee. Lines up one more time, but wait a minute. Oh! Almost a little bit more dangerous than originally anticipated. He almost dropped right on his neck there.
Now we'll see what kind of killer instinct that Jason Dukes has.
Right on top of him now. Oh, drapes him across that top rope.
I thought we were going to see a slingshot suplex there, Ben Jordan.
Ooh, a European uppercut sends Marco all the way to the floor.
Was that a European boob or an uppercut? I couldn't tell from this angle.
As a little bit of both, I think.
You know, like I say, though, Jason Dukes, I'll give him credit. The man went on a diet. He lost about 75, 80 pounds.
I think earlier I heard him saying he's lost 95 pounds.
95 pounds.
And now he's going to take flight. Whoa! Whoa!
He couldn't have done that 4
Wow.
months ago.
Not at all. We're showing off the new spelt. This is action Jason Dukes.
Did you just say that he smelt?
Spelt. S-V-E-L-T. Spelt.
Ah! Well, don't be speaking German to me. I don't understand that crazy shit.
Monosyllabic. You just got to keep it as monosyllabic as possible. Oh, now, yeah, he dropped him across the chair there, Jim Fannin. Dukes, of course, not opposed to cutting corners.
That is not cutting corners. That is smart wrestling. Did he get disqualified?
It's unnecessary. If you're a good wrestler, you shouldn't need to do that kind of stuff, Jim Fannin.
But when you're starting out and you're trying to get into IWA, this is the place to be. And if you want to get in, you have to win. And if you have to win against a champion, he's out there against a champion, do whatever it takes. Absolutely. Cut a corner here or there. As long as you don't get yourself disqualified, it's not cheating.
You say tomato, I say tomato, Jim Fannin.
Well, then you would say it wrong.
Well, okay. Jason Dukes.
It's the Duke stomp.
Look, oh no.
I hope he doesn't do this one wrong.
The Duke stomp all the way around. Oh, and now all that weight down right on the stomach. Cover 2.
See, but that would have been a more effective maneuver 4 or 5 months ago. You know, now he's rough. I mean, he's the same size as Marco Cordova, and Cordova, he's the proverbial brick shithouse. I mean,
yes, he is. He's a big, tough dude, and you can see really throwing those forearms there. Dukes exposed there now. Up to the top. Dukes able to move out of the way?
He baited him in there. You could see that Dukes was looking around. He had time to locate where he was at, and then he laid back down, played possum, got Cordova to jump off the ropes there, and now he's right back in control of this match.
A little bit of the experience advantage that Jason Dukes holds in this match. That's certainly the edge, the overwhelming edge. He's got a good 5 years, at the very least, of experience on Marco Cordova.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he's got that statute of limitations running against him.
Yes, or I think as Joey put it, the statue. Wait a minute, now second rope moonsault. 1, 2. Cordova, though, kicks out. He didn't get all of that. He overshot him just a little bit.
He did the moonsault as a finisher before he lost all the weight. I think he did it from the top rope back then. Second rope moves. The guy's improved a lot since the last time I saw him wrestle.
Oh, I think he calls this move Titty City, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, let's not book a vacation there.
No, let's not go there anytime. I mean, on its surface, it sounds like a great place.
Yes, it does.
But turns out that it's really just Jason Dukes' big man breasts.
You know, it sounds like someplace you'd want to go at Deja Vu or something.
Right, yeah. Oh, nice lariat. You can hear the impact. Knocked himself down. Cover 1, 2. Just a 2,
But
though.
look at how muscular Cordova is. I mean, I know when I clotheslined the head off that flyweight pissant, that if he had 25 more pounds on him somewhere, like maybe in guts or courage, it probably would have knocked me down. I hit him so hard.
Wait a minute, now reverse. Rolls all the way through. Oh, nice. Release German suplex. A variation on Doug Williams' chaos theory. It's a finisher that Doug Williams uses.
Is Marco Cordova German?
No, but neither is Doug Williams. He's English, I think. He's not German. Same difference, right? It's on the other side of the ocean.
You know, I don't like this ref.
PJ, what do you got against PJ?
He disqualified Bull at the Strong Style tournament I told him not to.
He was just doing his job, Jim Fannin. You put him between a rock and a hard place. Referee Pajamas is all right. He's a good guy. Cordova now sends Dukes off. Oh, huge back.
He rotated him on that one.
Yes, he did. He almost threw him clear to the floor. Cover 2. Dukes very smartly recognized his ring positioning. Got his foot across the bottom rope.
Yeah, that's where you have to be a veteran. You have to know where you're at all times. Take the extra second to pull that guy out. You know, that's where a manager comes in handy and stuff like that. You know, you tell your guy, hey, he's too close to the ropes, or you're there to knock that foot off the rope if he puts it there.
Kevin Harvey should take notes now. He grabs the leg. Oh! Dukes on his head. Cover 2. No! Dukes somehow able to kick out.
I think, again, that falls on Cordova not being experienced. Did you see how far back he pulled him when he hooked the leg? I mean, I know in Plainfield we kept yelling about hook the leg, hook the leg. But he hooked the leg so far that he rolled him through himself.
Absolutely. Now, Cordova going to lift up Dukes to the top rope. What in the world could he have in mind here? Oh, a little bit slippery. Those are treacherous top ropes, and Dukes took advantage. He took advantage of that.
He did. We could see another moonsault. Well, Dukes is so wide.
Dukes now. Oh, no. He overmissed it. Overrode it. 1, 2, 3.
That was a moonsault headbutt, Ben Jordan.
A little bit too much rotation, but I think he caught him head to head. I think they may have caught head to head. I'm not sure, but it was certainly enough to get the pin for Jason Dukes.
I think Cordova was still a little disoriented from falling off the ropes. I mean, maybe Dukes did something with him while he was up there. We couldn't really tell.
Just pulled his ass out. That's disgusting.
We really couldn't see. Maybe Dukes did something to him while he was up on the ropes before he fell off.
You can see he's holding his face.
He was very disoriented, and I think he got him with a headbutt in that moonsault.
Nevertheless, it was enough. Jason Dukes walks out of Streamwood victorious. As here, we have another very interesting matchup, Jim Fannin. Marek Brave, a young man who has skyrocketed here in IWA Mid-South in the last year. He's going to have his hands full tonight because he's got the reigning King of the Death Matches and Mr. Insanity, Toby Klein.
Well, you know my opinion on Marek Brave and Tyler Black. I don't see any way humanly possible that he wins this match.
Well, it is certainly a big chance. We saw Jigsaw just a week ago try to take on Toby Klein, and what was a very unorthodox match there. This is a continuation of that. A lot of fans had their eyes open very wide by the performance of Toby Klein in his match with Jigsaw. Tonight is an extension of that. Marek Brave is going to have his hands full for sure.
You know, in baseball, they talk about a 5-tool player. You know, the guy that can hit. He's fast. He's got a good arm. He can play defense. You know, steal all the bases, do everything.
Right.
Toby Klein is that kind of a wrestler. And he proved that last week against Jigsaw. I didn't see it. I read all the rave reviews about it on the message boards. You know, it was the buzz of the internet.
Absolutely.
Of how shocked people were that Toby Klein could go toe-to-toe, hold-to-hold with a guy like Jigsaw.
Absolutely.
And he's going to show it here again tonight against Marek Brave. You know, I had the opportunity to manage Toby Klein on one occasion.
Right.
I've had the chance to talk with him. You know, I know him a little bit. He could be a legitimate threat to the heavyweight title if he made a focused effort at it.
I am glad you mentioned that, Jim Fannin.
The ref just took the chair. Andy Long just got hit with a chair again.
You can see he's a man. He's a wild man. You don't know what? But you're right, Jim Fannin. You are absolutely 100% right. If someone could focus Toby Klein just a little bit, he would be a major threat to the IWA Mid-South World Heavyweight Championship.
It wouldn't even take somebody to do it. Just Toby Klein just has to look in the mirror and go, you know what? It's great to be the reigning King of the Death. I'll pick up after the ring announcement.
With a 30-minute time limit, your referee, Andy Long. Introducing first from Davenport, Iowa, Marek Brave. And his opponent from the Highlands, Mr. Insanity, Toby Klein.
You were saying, Jim Fannin, about Toby Klein.
That it wouldn't take somebody to focus him. He just has to look in the mirror one day and say, it's great to be the King of the Death Matches, but I want the IWA Mid-South Heavyweight title. And if he comes to that decision, I wouldn't want to be Eric Cannon or whoever holds the title at that point in time, because I think that Toby Klein is able to beat anybody on this roster.
Sure, without a doubt. It would not surprise me one bit to see it. By the end of 2006, Toby Klein is the IWA Mid-South World Heavyweight Champion. Any given night, if he gets paired up against Eric Cannon or whoever it may be the rest of this year, on any given night, if they get paired against Toby Klein, we could see a new IWA Mid-South World Heavyweight Champion.
You know, everybody talks about Necro Butcher and how he's been getting away from the death matches and he's been taking on the Samoa Joes. Next week we got the huge matchup against Low Key.
Absolutely.
You know, he's getting the internet buzz. Toby Klein sees that.
Sure.
You know, Necro Butcher is coming out of the shadow of just being a garbage wrestler. Maybe Toby Klein wants to take steps in that direction, and I think that Toby Klein is better inclined to do such a thing because he doesn't have the wear and tear on his body that the Necro Butcher does.
Yes.
He's younger. He's more agile.
Yes.
He can do the high fly. He can do the topes through the ropes. He can jump off the top rope.
And now
you're not going to see the Necro Butcher do that.
No. You're not going to see Necro Butcher kipping up off the mat. Toby Klein now, and there we go. You see, once he focuses in and he just starts going to town, there is no stopping Toby Klein. He gets the blinders on, so to speak, and it's full steam ahead, and ouch. Toby now.
Look at the springboard elbow.
Absolutely.
Like I said, You would never expect to see this kind of stuff from. That's why I was glad that I got to manage Toby Klein, because managing against a guy like Toby Klein would give me fits.
Yeah.
Because how do you prepare your guy to wrestle somebody like that? You know, I used to hate hearing the announcers talk about how unpredictable a guy is, but he is the spitting image and the example of what a guy has in mind when he says, you know, that guy is unpredictable. He just broke out a springboard back elbow.
Yeah, absolutely.
You would expect Marek Brave to do that, not Toby Klein. Toby Klein.
Wait a minute, small package, Jim, too. Ooh, very close there. That's what Marek Brave is going to have to do here if he has any chance in this match. He's going to have to surprise Toby Klein.
You know, we saw the schoolboy roll up, and then he just tried the crucifix.
He got caught, too.
His only chance in this match is to use his speed and catch Toby real quick in some kind of a roll-up. Because there's the stuff that Toby Klein has put his body through. I don't think there's anything that Marek Brave can do to hold him down for 3 seconds due to putting pain onto him. He's got to catch him off guard. And it's not going to be something like that crucifix, because as you saw, Toby Klein is just too big and powerful for something like a crucifix to work on.
That's the other facet of Toby Klein. He's athletic, he's tough, and he's big and strong. He's not a small guy. He's not a, you know, and this is no offense to someone like him, but he's not J.C. Bailey, a light heavyweight. He's a legitimate heavyweight wrestler.
He's at least 6'3", he's at least 260 pounds, and while he's not jacked, you know, just because you don't put a needle in your ass doesn't mean that you don't have power.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of people will mistake power for strength.
He used that woman's purse.
You know, I will take power, Ben Jordan, over strength any day, because strength just means, hey, I can lift 400 pounds.
Right.
Power is how hard are you hitting the guy.
Right.
And Toby Klein puts all 260 pounds of his body into every punch, into every clothesline, into every hit. And that hurts.
Yes.
And that hurts a lot.
Without a doubt.
Marek Brave is a small guy. He normally wrestles small guys. He's never been in the ring with a guy like Toby Klein. This is the first time he's been hit this hard.
Right.
How will he hold up?
The bigger adjustment is going to have to be from Marek Brave. Marek Brave is going to have to adjust to Toby Klein. It's not going to be the other way around, and we have seen it to this point. Toby Klein has dominated this matchup.
But he's got the experience, he's got the size, and he's more well-rounded than Marek Brave. So,
and that we saw, he's tried to use that to a lot of success in the past, that spear, but it didn't even budge Toby Klein.
Yeah, that's the spear into the Northern Lights, and he usually kills the light heavyweights with it, and it doesn't even knock Toby Klein backwards.
Toby, even at this point, almost scoffing at the attempt of Marek Brave, and now ducks the clothesline. He got him there. He got him right on the chin, Jim Fan, and you could see the head whip to the side.
Yeah, the jaw is a lot weaker than the stomach.
Sure.
And I was going to say that Marek Brave is an idiot for repeatedly going for the move 3 times. You know, if it doesn't work, if it doesn't work, but you know, he at least had the wherewithal to duck Toby Klein and come in with the kicks.
He stumbled a little bit on that super kick, didn't get all of that like he wanted.
I think it's too early in the match to where even if he had landed that with 100% accuracy, I still don't think he would have gotten the pinfall out of that.
And he is not aware that Toby Klein is to his feet. Wait a minute now. Fighting.
Like we were saying earlier, Toby Klein, very unorthodox. Like right now, what is he going to do to Marek Brave here?
Brave now fighting back. Oh, we've seen him use that reverse Hurricane Rana. He used it from the second rope too. Oh, very, very close, Jim Van. And that reverse Hurricane Rana, almost the move that got Marek Brave the victory.
You know, he totally caught Toby Klein off guard with that one. I don't think Toby thought that he would be able to have enough momentum to take him backwards like
Wait a minute. Death Valley Driver. 1, 2, 3. You're not getting up after a Death Valley Driver from Toby Klein.
Well, that's an example of where Toby said, you almost beat me. Now it's time to take this seriously. Finish it right now.
That's it. It's over. Toby Klein very quickly, out of nowhere, hit that death belly driver.
I will give Marek Brave props. I did not think that he would even come close to winning that match. He almost got the 1-2-3. Impressive reverse Rana, but Toby Klein, a little bit too strong, a little bit too big, and a little bit too unorthodox for the rookie.
Another impressive victory outside of the deathmatch realm for the reigning king of the death matches, Mr. Insanity, Toby Klein. We continue on with the now former IWA Mid-South Tag Team Champions. A week ago, you missed it, Jim Fannin, but it was awesome. Madman Pondo and Ian Rotten in a no-rope barbed wire Taipei death match became the new IWA Mid-South Tag Team Champions, but we see all three Thomaselli brothers as younger brother Brandon joins the former tag champs. We also saw those Thomasellis turn on a man I know you have a whole lot of respect for as they beat down Eddie Kingston like I've seen no one do before.
I do have a lot of respect for Eddie Kingston. One thing that I am is I'm very loyal to the guys that helped me out while I was a manager. And Eddie Kingston, from the first day that Eddie Kingston came into IWA, him and Blackjack Marciano came to me and they asked me to manage them. At the time, I just did not have enough spare time to take them on. But the first opportunity that I had, the first opening that I had, I gladly took Eddie Kingston into the family. And I consider Eddie Kingston like a little son to me. You know, I want to look out for his best interests. I tried to tell him not to get tangled in with the Thomasellis. He didn't take my advice. He learned the hard way.
Yes, absolutely.
But if I was the Thomasellis, I would sleep with one eye open because Eddie Kingston will get revenge.
Yes, absolutely. They pissed off the wrong guy. But we see here tonight two newcomers and an IWA veteran, so to speak, as Trick Davis leads Ricochet and Chuck Taylor in the six-man tag team action here.
You know, last weekend was the debut of Chuck Taylor and Ricochet. I believe it was Ricochet that got the victory in the one-on-one matchup.
Indeed. And then they beat Eddie Kingston and Brandon Thomaselli the next night in Midlothian.
Let's hear what your brothers have to say.
They're not my brothers.
Probably saved their lives.
Ricochet, Chuck Taylor, Trick Davis, the fucking heavyweights crew over here. You guys tonight, it's a little initiation here in the IWA. We're gonna beat the crap out of you guys. We're gonna take your asses back to the company.
Wow, strong words from the eldest Thomaselli, Vito. Uh-oh, it's spread. It started in Plainfield. The Sal loves the cock chant has made its way to Streamwood.
Looks like Sal's leaving. Might have a handicap match here.
It's like $500. Alright, but I still don't like you guys.
The following six-man tag team contest is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit for referee Andy Long. Introducing first, team number one. First from McHenry, Illinois, Brandon Thomaselli. From McHenry, Illinois, Vito Thomaselli. And from McHenry, Illinois, he is the was the cut. The phenomenal Seth Thomaselli. Together they are the Iron Saints.
God, I hate these guys. They suck.
They don't suck, Benja. They have a sucky attitude, but they don't suck as wrestlers. Of the double moonsault fame.
Absolutely. I'm going to talk about Raccoon City in a minute. Remind me.
And their tag team partner from Chicago,
You missed it, Jim Fannin, but we saw, and I don't really know what to make of it, but Trik Davis, I don't know if he did it on purpose or if he accidentally did it, but he actually used the ropes. He put his feet up on the ropes to get an advantage on a pinfall. It's just something we haven't seen from Trik Davis in the past, and I'm curious if it was for real. I haven't got a chance to talk to him yet, but very interesting, and it's something that we definitely need to keep our eye on for sure. As far as Raccoon City goes, I tried to do a little bit of investigating to try to find out where this place is. Turns out I Googled it, nothing. I was on the intranet, and nothing. I can't find Raccoon City. I don't know where the hell this kid came up with Raccoon City or where it is, but I don't get it.
All right, well, I'm going to talk about Trik Davis for a minute.
Okay.
Anybody with a sense of IWA history knows all the stuff that went on between me and Trik Davis. And when you look at Trik, you see a kid that's maybe 160 pounds
With soaking wet with boots on, maybe.
But I tell you what, the kid's heart is like a 350-pounder.
Yeah, absolutely. No give up.
That kid was a thorn in my side for so long. And nobody, outside of Trik Davis, nobody ever made their name in this company by getting one up on me. Trik Davis was the only man in 8 years to get his bones in this company by getting one over on me. And no matter if I put Ryan Boz in the ring with him, if I put Steve Stone in the ring with him, if I put Chandler McClure in the ring with him, no matter who I put in there with him, that kid found a way to win.
Yep.
Every time he found a way to win. When I put myself in the ring, he found a way to win. And I will give him all the credit in the world. And I didn't see what happened last week, but if he did cheat to win, good for him, because that man has taken a lot of flack in this company.
I'll agree with you there.
People have put him down. People have made fun of him. People have not taken him seriously. Even when he stood toe-to-toe with Chris Hero,
yes,
and when he stood toe-to-toe with Cash Flow, took two of the most devastating ass whippings I have ever seen in an IWA ring, and he lived through it, and he won both times.
Yeah, it's truly amazing. Trik Davis, no matter how bad you beat him down, he will always come back. There's no one, I dare say, that has a bigger heart in IWA Mid-South than Trik Davis. And now we see Vito Thomaselli. It was a standstill between Sal and Trik Davis. Now Chuck Taylor going to get in there with the eldest Thomaselli sibling, Vito.
And I tell you, having been there myself, it is very easy to go over the deep end when you're not getting the respect that you deserve. It is very easy to decide, you know what, I'm going to take the shortcut. I'm going to take the easy way, and thinking that maybe that will get him the respect that he has not gotten thus far.
Sure, absolutely. Of course, switching gears, focusing a little bit more on the Thomaselli brothers. Just a week ago, they participated in a first ever no rope barbed wire Taipei death match, and they feel like they were cheated in the end when they believe Eddie Kingston threw in the towel. That's not the way it exactly went down. It was an accident. Brandon threw Kingston under the bus. But nevertheless, these guys have been dominating the IWA Mid-South Tag Team division, and this is the first time out we get to see them without those belts. It'll be very interesting to see, once this match starts to get going, exactly what kind of attitude the Iron Saints are going to have in this match.
Well, you know, the Iron Saints, former two-time IWA Mid-South Tag Team Champions. Brandon Thomaselli, former NWA Midwest Indiana State Champion.
Yes.
The first one ever.
Absolutely.
And they're brothers. So they're going to have the chemistry. They're going to have the experience working together. They're going to be the better cohesive unit. But Trik Davis, he's 1/3 of the IWA Mid-South Tag Team Champions with Brad Bradley and Ryan Boss, that whole fiasco.
Yeah.
So he's got some experience at six-man tag himself. But I'm going to take one little issue real quick with what the Iron Saints said at the beginning of this. They said that they were going to be the initiators for Ricochet and Chuck Taylor to introduce them to IWA. That's wrong.
Well, they certainly feel like they are the team capable. They feel like they have a right, to be honest with you. And I'll tell you, I know them a little bit. We grew up in the same hometown. I know these guys' attitudes. They feel like they put in their time here, and I know you disagree with that. They feel like they put in their time here. They're here every week, and they're the ones that are going to dish out the so-called initiations. But I know you disagree with that. But wait a minute now, the Thomasellis turned their back, and we see here.
Not a mistake you would expect veterans to make.
Not at all.
But there's one man who is the initiator here in the IWA, and that's Bull Payne.
Yeah, I think the Thomasellis need to have a conversation with Big Bad Bull Payne. And now, wait a minute, a double dive, and now Ricochet ends a Geary.
Now we may see a third. He's going up top, and I can't even begin to imagine what we're going to see here.
Ricochet now up at the top. Oh, shooting star onto all three Thomaselli brothers. Vito, I don't think, got all of that. He was able to keep his feet.
Vito's sneaky like that, Ben Jordan. He got out of dodge.
He's all over Chuck Taylor as he throws him through the front row.
Hey, I did that the last time we were here.
Yes, yeah, you're right. Brandon now back in the ring with Ricochet as he throws him into the corner. Brandon certainly the bruiser of the Iron Saints trio.
Yeah, he's more built. He's the stronger of the three brothers. And I think he's the more technically sound of the three brothers, with the better amateur background credentials.
Yeah, definitely. But definitely has taken a lot of the strong style aspects of the Iron Saints, his older brothers' upbringing. They're training at Pro Wrestling Iron. Oh! We've seen Sal come out with that lariat in the past. He's laid out guys as big as CJ Otis with a clothesline like that. Back and forth now, the Iron Saints go. Belly to belly, and now Vito with some velocity there too. Almost a 3 count.
You are very lucky that I bit my tongue, Ben Jordan.
I'm just stating the facts. I'm just stating the facts, trying to put some perspective on Sal Thomaselli and the velocity and the power that he has in that lariat.
Then tell me something that will impress me. I'm more impressed by the fact of what he just laid out Ricochet with that clothesline.
Great teamwork here. We expected it between these Thomaselli brothers.
You know what would have made that lariat better?
What would that be?
If he yelled, "I don't love the cock," before he threw it.
That we'll have to talk to him about that. Brandon now looking for Ricochet. Oh, and you can see right over the float over pin. Ricochet is taking a beating. The Iron Saints have cut the ring off.
Maybe they are doing a decent job of initiating the kid. Not doing the best job, but they're doing a good job. A respectable job. And he desperately needs to make a tag. Right there, instead of trying for the Irish whip, he should have went and made a tag.
And there, the combo.
I just think he got teabagged, Ben Jordan.
Yes, he did. A moonsault right into a standing shooting star. Beautifully done. Tags out to Sal now, and Sal continues to lay the beating on Ricochet.
How much can this kid take? I mean, he's not the biggest kid in the world.
No, not at all.
Maybe he's trying to show that he's got just as much heart as Trik Davis. I don't know enough about him, but
none of us really know
why
a whole lot about the guys.
Why did Trik just come into the ring?
I'm not sure if he was distracted by the Thomasellis in some way, but
even if he was, his coming into the ring just allowed a triple team on his partner, and it allowed an illegal tag.
Yep. And
Trik Davis, as a former tag team champion, should know better than that.
I agree with you, but sometimes in the heat of the moment, you lose your head. And here again, now Chuck Taylor doing the damage to his partner.
You would expect the rookie to make that mistake. You wouldn't expect the former tag team champion to make it. I mean, I know it's easy to get caught up in the moment out there. I am living proof that you get caught up in the moment when you're out there. But sometimes you just have to calm down and take a look at the big picture and realize that trying to come in and help your partner is only hurting him in the long run.
Sure, absolutely. The Thomasellis have put on a clinic here in how to cut the ring off and cut your opponent off from his tag team partners. This match is only one fall. You just need to get one pin, and if they can keep Ricochet in the ring and keep beating him down. But wait a minute now, Ricochet, oh man, wow.
Again, another mistake. He had whipped Brandon Thomaselli to the other side of the ring, and instead of going and making the tag that he desperately needed, he decided to try to get an offensive move in. That is a rookie mistake. That's even worse than a rookie mistake.
Absolutely. You keep making those mistakes, you don't end up in IWA Mid-South very long. You end up in the hospital.
And you definitely do not beat a team the caliber of the Iron Saints. I mean, these guys, they're the cream of the crop as far as tag team wrestling in the IWA goes. I know they don't have the belts right now, but history shows that they are the best.
Yes, absolutely. They have been atop the tag team mountain for a long, long time here in IWA. Wait a minute now, Ricochet, tornado DDT. He got him right on the top of his head, Jim Fannin. That might be the opening he was looking for.
But does he have enough energy left? I mean, he's been getting beat on for what, 10 minutes?
At least. At least.
Three different guys. I don't know if he's got enough energy to make that tag.
Sal looking for the tag. He finds Brandon. Now Ricochet makes the tag. Both Chuck Taylor and Trik Davis. Trik Davis, the legal man. But Chuck Taylor has seen enough.
Which Thomaselli's legal?
Brandon is the legal Thomaselli there.
Oh, I thought we were going to see the air raid crash.
Yes. I know he's all, oh wait now. Face buster there. Dropped him right on his face. Two. Sal right there to make the save. I know Brandon Thomaselli has a new move he was hoping to bust out here tonight. Ricochet caught Sal from behind. Sal never saw him coming.
He's got a second wind. I don't know.
Ooh, Sal, knife edge chops over and over again. Ricochet ducks out of the way. Nice kicks.
Good strikes from Ricochet.
Oh, wait a minute. We've seen this before. Oh, man. Right on his head, that leg capture driver. But Chuck Taylor right there to make the save.
It is so hard to win a six-man tag because you have to, and essentially you need to beat all three guys. Even though it's only one.
Ooh.
Wow. Even though you only need the one pinfall, you need the other two partners to be beat down enough to where they
This could do it too. Oh, and Vito just in the nick of time.
Where is Trik?
Trik Davis, I believe, on the floor. Now, we've seen this before. Oh, drops him with the pile driver. Vicious 1, 2, and now on the ropes. Chuck Taylor smartly able to get his feet on the ropes. There was no one there to help him. That was the only chance. And now you see Vito.
Trik on the floor.
Vito's calling for the double stomp, that pendulum double stomp. We've seen them win so many matches with this move. You do not get up. Wait a minute, Trik, who's seen the move before. wait a minute now. Trik on the top rope. Perfectly placed.
This might be the double moonsault,
Wait a
man.
minute.
It was!
1, 2, and Brandon
They
Thomaselli.
pulled him out of the
He
ring.
pulled him out. That was it. It was over. He hit that double moonsault perfectly hit it.
That was
Brandon
going to be
Thomas-
the biggest upset in IWA in quite some time.
Without a doubt. Wow, how close was that? The Thomasellis were within a fraction of a second of losing this match. Sal is still on the ground. Vito and Brandon trying to pick up the scraps here. It's not both Trik Davis and Chuck Taylor trying to fight back.
I still can't believe what we just saw with that double moonsault perfectly executed.
Wait a minute, he got caught. Oh! He powerbombed Vito into the prone Brandon Thomaselli. Great creative move on the fly there, Jim Fannin. Cover 2. No, it's not enough. Brandon able to get the shoulder off the mat.
At some point, frustration sets in when you've done everything that both teams have done, and there's always one of the three guys able to make the save.
Chuck Taylor now, along with Ricochet and Trik Davis, they're trying to plan something here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, slams him down. Oh, he powerbombed him onto his knees. He calls that the SAT bomb. The SAT bomb, and now Chuck Taylor in big time trouble here. What can we see here? Oh! A front lung blower with a 450. Are you kidding? That is it. The
You can count to 100.
Wow! The Iron Saints wanted to send a message. We got the message loud and clear, Jim Fannin.
You think they're upset about being former champs?
Wow! An impressive victory. And now they want to gloat.
This is a youth center, guys. Those belts don't be used in us. You gotta take those belts, have your fun. We'll keep beating the crap out of guys like this show after show.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
If this is what we get to see, absolutely. An impressive victory for the Thomaselli trio. Well-deserved standing ovation for these three young men, Jim Fannin.
You know, for somebody that got labeled as a one-trick pony on the internet,
Yeah,
that's a hell of a show.
absolutely. Oh, shooting star! Oh, it was! Oh, he powerbombed him onto his knees. Can we see here? Oh! A front lung blower with a 450. Are you kidding?
unbelievable, Ben Jordan. I thought the double moonsault was going to be the most impressive thing. And instead, we get a 450 lung blower,
A power bomb, an SAT bomb. We get a pump handle pile driver. We get all kinds of craziness. But what we have here is an IWA Mid-South Tag Team match. Team Underground originally scheduled to face the Iron Saints for the Tag Team Championships, but something happened in Midlothian I don't think anybody anticipated. Well, those of us in the know, and those of us that know, aren't that surprised, but it's still a surprise to see those belts around the waist others from someone.
I don't think anybody was caught off guard by that. I mean,
You're right, it was
no
misworded.
no rope barbed wire, Taipei death match.
You're right.
Ian Rotten and Man Pondo.
Yeah.
I don't think it was too much of a shock. You know, it's a shock to see the Saints without the titles.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But
yeah.
with that stipulation, I mean, it was a foregone conclusion.
Right.
Because there's no way that Ian Rotten and Man Pondo lose that match.
No.
You know, I wouldn't call them paper champions just because they didn't pin the champions.
They beat the champions.
They just happened to have the stipulations in their favor.
This time, though, the stipulations are on even ground. This is not a death match. This is not a barbed wire match. This is not a Taipei death match. This is a World Tag Team title match, and it's a huge opportunity for Team Underground. Those belts look good on those guys.
But how long are they going to be there? Because Team Underground is one hell of a team.
They've had those.
I would have had them beating the Thomasellis tonight.
They've been focused for a few months now on trying to get to the top of the IWA Mid-South Tag Team ladder.
And the difference in Chandler McClure since he went under the wing of his mentor and his trainer has just been astronomical. I cannot believe the changes in that Chandler
He's not
McClure.
even the same guy that you managed.
I took advantage of him, I used him, and now I wish I could manage him.
It is for the IWA World Tag Team Championships. Your referee, PJ Drummond. Introducing first the challengers. First from Lake Forest, Illinois, Chandler McClure. And his tag team partner from Chicago, Illinois, Eric Police. Together, they are Team Underground.
Was something missing from that introduction?
He's not, yeah, you're right, there is. We'll get to that.
And their opponents, first from the realm of pain, he is one half of the IWA World Tag Team Champions, Man Pondo. And his tag team partner, the other half of the IWA World Tag Team Champions, Ian Rotten.
A little bit of an attitude change, a little bit of a personality change for Eric Priest. I think
This one's going to be nothing like that.
No, it won't.
no. You mean Ian can't do a double moonsault?
Straight up, guys. I'm not going to give you guys a shot. It's supposed to be you and the Saints. But you guys go up for the tag titles. We won them last week. Just do me a favor. Don't hit me in the head too much. Alright? I mean, because you're getting bigger and bigger each day. You know, I appreciate you, you can hit me in the head, don't hit me back in the head. I'm still kind of messed up there. So, if we can handle that, I greatly appreciate it.
Now I know a guy like you, Jim Fannin. If you were leading a tag team against Ian Rotten and he gave that speech, I'll bet you what the first words out of your mouth would be.
go for the head?
Absolutely. Not a surprise at all. He heard that.
I wasn't saying to do it now. I was answering your question.
I kind of got you in that one there. Tag titles on the line. The first defense.
I don't know if I like this new Eric Priest. I like the old introduction.
It was very clever, but he's a little bit more serious now. You know, much like his protege, time to get serious. And now we see Madman Pondo.
I don't know if it's been addressed, but you know, it was supposed to be Ian Rotten and Axel Rotten in that matchup last week. Ian talked last week about how Axel had been missing. I don't know if it's been brought up, but Axel had gotten in contact with his family since then, so we know that Axel's alive.
That's good.
We don't know if he's okay.
Right.
I mean, I haven't spoken to him, but we do know that he's alive. He's no longer missing.
Good.
Which is a good thing.
Yes.
And hopefully he starts doing much better here in the coming weeks. But you know, it was basically a last-minute substitution as a tag team between two guys that have feuded more than they've tagged.
Right.
How did they work as a tag team in that match? Because I didn't get to see it.
Well,
I mean, was there tension, or were they a cohesive team?
It was an interesting match because there really wasn't a whole lot of tag teaming up. You know, it was a brawl, and it was four guys going at it. It was a car wreck, is really what it was, which, as you can expect, fell right into the game plan of Madman Pondo and Ian Rotten. They certainly imposed their will on the Iron Saints. The Iron Saints wanted to try to wrestle, and in that kind of match, you're just not going to get a wrestling match. We saw that the Iron Saints tried to use their brother. He got involved and ended up power bombing Ian Rotten off the ladder through two tables. But as a unit, I can't say there was tension between Madman Pondo and Ian Rotten. Tonight, I think, will be the true indicator of where exactly these guys stand as a tag team.
You know, Ian Rotten, no stranger to tag team wrestling, you know, making his bones in this business, teaming with his brother Axel, and beautiful drop toe hold right there by Ian.
Yeah. We talk about deathmatch wrestlers that can surprise you on the mat. Not only is he the undisputed king of hardcore, but he's the undisputed king of wowing you with exactly what he can do on the mat, is Ian Rotten.
You know, but I'm going to have to give the advantage in this matchup to Team Underground. Just they're a team longer.
Sure.
They're friends. I mean, Chandler is like Priest's little brother.
Yeah.
Out there.
Sure.
You know,
they travel the road together.
The first big feud in IWA was Madman Pondo versus Ian Rotten. They have feuded off and on over the existence of the 10-year history of this company. And while they're friends, if you want to use that term right now,
right,
and there hasn't been the animosity of late, those feelings just don't go away.
Right.
You know, if something was to happen in this match where, say, Pondo was to accidentally hit Ian, that could break out into a hardcore match between the two of them just from that.
Talk about throwing a match at a can full of gas. That's certainly what would happen here at any time. Madman Pondo and Ian Rotten, like you say, they can ignite in the blink of an eye. You don't have barefoot thumbtack matches with guys and then just go ahead and be friends with them. There's still going to be some tension there.
There's a mutual respect, but, you know, in the back of your mind, you're remembering that guy hit me in the head with a stop sign and did all kinds of bad things to me in thumbtacks and barbed wire and with glass. You know, those memories do not go away.
No, they don't.
And as we had mentioned earlier, you know, I have a history with Chandler McClure, and
Chandler smartly, I think, is blocking his face. There we go.
I cannot get over the difference in Chandler McClure. This killer instinct that started the night that he hit Mickey Knuckles with the touchdown and then gave me the finger and pulled her on top of him and let her pin him 1, 2, 3 to put the screws to me. Ever since then, he's a new man, an entirely different person, and I would highly suggest that fans of Team Underground check out Simply the Best 6, because that was the night that this Chandler McClure was born.
Yeah, so you're 100% correct, Jim Fannin. That if you backtrack it, from there he kind of fell into a little bit of a rut, and that's when Merrick Priest saw that and swooped in, said, "Kid, you got to have some confidence." And he really has instilled a confidence in Chandler McClure and an edge to Chandler McClure. You can see it, if in nothing else, in his forearm strikes, in the aggression that you see in Chandler McClure is just so much taller, so much more.
Did he just go to the head?
He went to the eyes. I think.
Well, that's located in the head.
Well, right, but it isn't exactly, going for the head.
Stomping him in the feet.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter how big you are. Getting stomped in the feet hurts.
No, but like you had said, Chandler came to me because he lacked that confidence, and I was a bastard, and I took advantage of that and made him do all my dirty work for me, and strung him along and made him promises and lied to him. But now he's got that confidence. He has got that confidence, and it was put into him by his, model bigger brother, in Eric Priest, who's just done such a fantastic job with Chandler. And I think that they would make a tremendous tag team champion here in the IWA Mid-South.
Certainly capable, without a doubt. When you have a guy as powerful as Eric Priest on your team, at any moment he can hit his opponent with something that out of nowhere, with the amount of power he has, the amount of strength he has. They, of course, have employed that stuck pile driver, that tandem pile driver, whatever you want to call it.
And Chandler gets such height on that.
Yep. They've really perfected it. Obviously watching a lot of tapes of the Brain Busters.
Well, if you're going to want to be a tag team, what better tag team to go back and look at as to how to get it done than Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard.
Another collar and elbow tie-up.
Come on, Egan. Clean break. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on.
Joey Eastman, I don't know which one would be the Tully Blanchard of this one. Probably Eric Priest.
Yeah, he does employ the slingshot suplex from time to time. Now, if we could just get Chandler McClure to start using a spine buster, everything's all set.
I would be giddy and laughing like a schoolgirl over here if you.
Well, then they need to do that, because I need to hear that. And now Ian Rotten goes right after the ear of Eric Priest, and you can see.
Mike Tyson lost his boxing license for that.
Ian Rotten. And now Ian. This is not. Oh, I thought he was going to take him all the way to the outside, and I was going to say that's not where Team Underground wants to go in this match. They do not want to go on the floor with these guys and brawl. Ian now fires back at Chandler McClure, throws him face first into the post.
6 months ago, would you have ever thought you'd have saw the day that Chandler would go and attack Ian and exchange forearms with him?
No. Like we said, it is a brand new Chandler McClure here in 2006, and now the fans starting to spread out as Madman Pondo throws Eric Priest face first into the bleachers. We have right out here in front of us Ian Rotten all over Chandler McClure.
This match is getting into the favor of the reigning champions. This is what Pondo and Ian needed to do. They needed to turn this into a fight, take it to the floor. You can't beat the champions on the floor. You have to do it in the ring.
And now look at this. Firing back a little bit now, showing some of that fire.
But he's staying off the head. He's staying off the head. And how long was Ian Rotten out with that concussion? Several months ago.
Fractured skull. Almost ended his career, and we see Ian Rotten staggering there. I don't know if Chandler got him in the head or not, but whoa! Pondo came flying at Chandler McClure, caught him right on the jaw with a forearm. Pondo now throws him back in the ring. Oh, here we go.
Is this a disqualification?
It might be. And now, Chandler smartly grabs the top rope, slides under the ropes, and gets out of the way.
That's one way to keep the titles. Get yourself disqualified. Titles will not change hands on a disqualification. And that is the advantage that the champions have. They don't have to win. You have to pin or make them submit to win the titles from them. They don't have to beat you.
Absolutely, that is such a big advantage when you hold the titles, but that's the advantage you get when you get the titles.
The ref has completely lost control of this match.
Yeah, it is completely broken down.
We might get a double count out.
Ian now. Oh, boy, the door was locked. That making it that much more brutal. I think Chandler was hoping that door wasn't going to be locked. There was maybe going to be some give, but no chance. Oh,
no,
wait a minute.
The referee is being a lot more lenient in this match than he was in the bullpen versus the sellout piece of shit match from the Strong Style tournament.
Oh, I think we can see it there. Smart Mark, of course, right on top of the action. Chandler now gets back on Ian Rotten, but over on the far side of the rec center here, I think Priest was able to get a nice chair shot on Madman Pondo. Back in the ring we go. Chandler exchanging forearms now with Ian Rotten.
You know, Eric Priest just flew over the bleachers or off the bleachers with a forearm on the Pondo, but I cannot believe that Chandler McClure is exchanging headbutts and forearms with Ian Rotten.
Wow. Give it up for Chandler McClure.
Chandler McClure is definitely the enforcer of this tag team.
Yes. Double A, baby. Priest now, he was able to stagger Pondo. I think it's still very slow to get up.
The surefire way to win the tag titles right now is that stuffed pile driver. After that headbutt with the, Ian was suffering from headaches all week long. After that match last week, you heard his comments before this match, stay off the head. Although he started it with the headbutts.
It's true.
So he can't blame Team Underground for going after him. Oh, my Lord. Oh! Is that a DQ?
That's it.
DQ.
Disqualification. We said it at the beginning. This was not a hardcore match. This was not a death match. This was under the NWA regulations.
The fans are not happy with the ref. I told the ref the last time, you don't call for a disqualification.
Oh, and now Ian and Pondo, a little bit of salt in the wounds, so to speak.
Neither team adhering to the rules. Team Underground didn't use a weapon.
And now, Phil. Oh!
Is that gimmick infringement?
I think he got it on loan. Oh, no! The edge of that stop sign, brutal.
That could end his modeling career.
Without a doubt.
And the beautiful blonde in the bleachers didn't look too happy about that.
And now Eric Priest comes back. This is not over between these two teams. And Ian Rotten now.
Anytime, any place. This is a war. You two boys can't win.
Ian Rotten and Madman Pondo. I don't know. This certainly isn't over, Jim Fannin. Far from it. You can see Chandler and Priest.
I thought we were going to see new tag team champions crowned in this matchup. I just want to know, did Pondo do that on purpose to save the titles?
We will have to find out. I think Team Underground is going to get another shot, though, after this. Mid-South presents Hurt from the Streamwood Recreational Center. Moving right ahead, we have what can be considered the first of our two big main events as Roderick Strong. We finally get to see it, Jim Fannin. The fans were anticipating this match when it was first announced late in 2005. Roderick Strong returns to IWA Mid-South, but he has returned with a big piece of meat on his plate, so to speak, in the Necro Butcher.
You know, there's a little bit of a backstory here that I don't know if everybody realizes, but when that matchup was originally scheduled, the Necro Butcher took a booking in his home state of Texas. He decided to go back to Texas and wrestle there, see some old buddies. And when asked why, he commented that he had never heard of Roderick Strong. Said that he never heard of him, didn't want to wrestle him.
Yeah, and you know what? We're not the only ones that remember that quote, because Roderick Strong, all he talked about today when I picked him up at the airport was that bastard will know who I am at the end of tonight. Absolutely. He was saying those same things then.
No boots from the Necro Butcher.
The new look, he's been going with the no boot look.
No Choose Death t-shirt. I told Necro I was disappointed. He had a flat tire today. Called me at 11:30.
Wait a minute, then I don't mean to cut you off, but Necro Butcher has some scissors. I don't think that's going to be allowed here.
But Necro called me at 11:30 this morning, said my ride has a flat tire. We can't get the tire fixed. I can't get out there. I think Necro might be ducking Roderick Strong.
Whoa.
Because I had to put up $400 to fly his ass out here and get him back to that other rinky-dink bullshit.
With a 30-minute time limit, your referee, Andy Law. Introducing first from Tampa, Florida, Roderick Strong.
Those streamers are very difficult to clean up at the end of the night. And they're very slippery.
Yes.
And his opponent, hailing from the fighting town of Dallas, West Virginia, this is the Necro Butcher.
A couple of single streamers.
But as I was saying, I had to fork out $400 to deliver this match to the people, to get the Necro Butcher flown in here, flown back out tomorrow for that bullshit rinky-dink shit on the East Coast.
Oh, see, here we go.
But I think that the Necro Butcher has been ducking Roderick Strong. I think that's why he blew off the match the last time, and I think that's why he didn't want to come in this time.
We are wasting no time, Jim Fannin. Two guys known for their backhand knife edge chops are going right at one another. It's going to be a matter of who can keep going, who can keep taking the pain that is those chops.
Well, we know that Necro couldn't withstand the punishment from Samoa Joe. Roderick Strong's not quite Samoa Joe, but he's on the same level.
We saw him hang with him first round of the Ted Petty Invitational 2 years ago. Roderick now, Messiah the backbreaker, of course. That's the move, any kind of backbreaker. I'd have to imagine, though, Jim Fannin.
Right into the ring post.
The backbreaker against Necro Butcher, you gotta wonder, stiff kicks to the abdomen.
The chair body slam.
Yes, here we go. Roderick trying to fight back, but is unable. The Necro Butcher has come to fight.
That's what it looks like, I guess. I guess Necro had a little bit of time to think about this match on the plane ride here into the bleachers. And this is not where Roderick Strong wants to be.
No. He wanted to keep this in the ring where they could strike in there. This, you've got all kinds of plunder at anything. Necro Butcher will pick up anything and throw it at his opponent. It doesn't matter.
Well, Roderick Strong just threw a chair at the Necro Butcher to cut him off. Necro had a chair, but Roderick wisely threw a chair to protect himself, and now I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Strong setting it up. Oh! Whoa! Backbreaker on the chair. Wow, Roderick Strong, unbelievable. Very creative.
I told you that Roderick Strong said that the Necro Butcher would know who he was when this matchup was over. I think he just stepped on his throat and said, I'm Roderick Strong, bitch.
He's going to feel that tomorrow morning when he wakes up.
But don't keep this on the floor. You have the advantage. Take it back into the ring. For the love of God, take it back into the ring.
Yeah.
Because if Necro gets up and wants revenge, you don't want to be out there with all those chairs.
No, anything that is not nailed down, Necro Butcher will use to his advantage. Roderick Strong is going to have the advantage in this match inside the ring. That is where he wants this match. He's going outside of his game plan if he's going to sit there on the floor and try to strike with Necro Butcher.
Well, Roderick Strong took that insult so personally when Necro said, I don't even know who that guy is. So Roderick not only wants revenge and wants some respect out of the Necro Butcher, he wants to get it by beating him at his own game. But I don't think that's the way to go about it.
Here we go. Finally, Strong tosses Necro Butcher back into the ring.
And how crazy is it to wrestle in our ring of all rings with no boots?
Yes, absolutely. You never know when there's a stray piece of glass or something. You never know here in the IWA Mid-South. Necro Butcher reeling here at this point. I think this may surprise people. It doesn't surprise people that know Roderick Strong and know the story like we've been talking about.
And
you look at a guy like Necro Butcher, and you just when he comes walking out for this match, you go, "How does somebody beat this guy?" Oh, vicious!
Is there going to be anything of the Necro Butcher left for next week against Low Key?
Absolutely. We all thought, everyone looking forward to that match, a huge match, and now standing moonsault, beautifully done. Just a 2, though.
You know, I don't know my history and backstories of other companies.
Right.
Was Roderick Strong and Low Key friends?
No, I don't think so.
Does Low Key have Roderick Strong out here doing this to soften the Necro Butcher up?
No,
We're going to see a backbreaker.
Oh, just dumps him over on his head. Still also working on that back with a little bit of a suplex in there.
I thought he was going to turn that into another backbreaker, but no backbreaker he does in this match can be more devastating than the one into the top of the 2 chairs out there on the floor.
Violent. Oh, like a shotgun going off here in Streamwood.
At this point, I'm betting that a Necro Butcher wishes that he didn't get on that plane.
Necro trying to fight back, but Roderick Strong, I hate to say it, but a nice move there by Roderick Strong.
A smart one anyway. You know, because if Necro can't see you, he can't hit you.
Necro Butcher doesn't exactly have the best eyesight to begin with. Stick a finger in his eyeball, and certainly that already blurry vision gets that much worse.
Necro is such a beloved fan favorite here in IWA. You know, it's where he made his name.
Yep.
Was here in this company, a former king of the death matches, and so our crowd, especially the Mark Fusions and the Yans,
sure,
the people that like the old school IWA, they want Necro Butcher to just destroy Roderick Strong, but it ain't happening.
No, it is not. Very surprisingly at this point, Roderick Strong has really taken it to the Necro Butcher. Ever since that backbreaker on the chairs, we've seen Roderick Strong really have an advantage in this match.
This may even be more one-sided so far than the famous Samoa Joe Necro Butcher match.
Without a doubt, it's right up there. Necro Butcher, maybe, like you said, not fully prepared for this match.
You're going to have a hard time making him say, I quit, though.
Yeah. I don't think this match is going to end by submission with Necro Butcher giving up in any way. Of course,
The fans want him to get to the ropes, and he does.
Yes, he does. Necro Butcher.
He just has an inhuman pain threshold that you can't even begin to describe. The stuff I've seen this man have done to him, and he just keeps coming. But I have never seen the fight taken to him like Roderick Strong's done so far tonight.
You can see the chest of Necro Butcher starting to redden, and now getting some momentum, and nice lariat. A block by the Necro Butcher. A lariat. He didn't really get all of it.
He didn't get all
across
that.
the top of his head, but
Roderick saw that one coming, and the blind Necro Butcher swung too high. As you said, he doesn't see very well to begin with, and that thumb to the eye that he took a few minutes ago, well, he's hitting with those.
yeah, when he has his hand on the back of your head, he knows where to swing. Oh, he runs into him with a headbutt. Cover 1, 2.
That's the Texas influence, the missing link
Yes.
for old world-class fans, and Necro Butcher definitely looks like a missing link.
Yeah. He's not your typical professional wrestler in any way, shape, or form, but he is one of the toughest. You put him in the ring with anybody, you got to put your money on Necro Butcher at any time. I mean,
He's got the puncher's chance.
yes. A little bit of a throw.
Kudos to Rolling Hard.
Yeah.
You know, the old school IWA guys stick together. You know, the old t-shirt said, "We are family," and those guys took that stuff seriously.
Now maybe looking for a Tiger Bomb, but no. Roderick able to reverse now. I've seen him use this before. He usually throws him up into a, yes, onto the knees, right into the midsection. Oh! Mafia kick staggers Necro Butcher now, right on the chin. 1, 2, no! Necro Butcher able to get his shoulder off the mat.
Pure instincts, Ben. Pure instincts. I have managed Necro, and the man just fights all the time. It's just his natural instincts and reflexes. And when he's on his back, he's going to kick out.
Right.
As long as he's conscious, he is going to kick out. You're going to have to knock him out.
Necro just throwing his head back there, able to break the hole, but Roderick Strong continues to hammer away. Goes for the suplex, kick to the midsection. Necro ducks a clothesline now, rolls him up. 1, 2, 3.
He wins with the Oklahoma roll.
Necro Butcher! You could see him pointing to his head, Jim Fannin. The Necro Butcher outsmarted Roderick Strong.
How did he do that?
Wow, the Necro Butcher outsmarts Roderick Strong and comes away victorious, headed into that huge match just a week away against Low Key.
But what kind of condition, at what price did he win this match?
Necro Butcher's got to hope Tyler Black can do a little bit of the same for him later on tonight.
Yeah, why not?
But, oh, Roderick Strong now.
He hit the wrong guy.
Yeah.
He hit the wrong.
He's like Ron Artest, runs into the stands and hits the wrong guy.
Two different guys to choose from over there to smack around, and he picks the wrong one.
Roderick Strong seems unfazed by the fact that the Necro Butcher was able to outsmart him.
Necro may have won the match, but that was a battle that was won by Roderick Strong. No ands, if or buts about it.
It up. Oh! Action. Oh! Mafia kick staggers Necro, but you're now right on the chin. We move right ahead to a very interesting tag match here. A couple of young up-and-comers here in the deathmatch ranks in IWA Mid-South in Brain Damage and Deranged. And here they come. They call themselves the Unholy Two. Jim Fannin, the Unholy Two.
I'll take the word for it.
Yeah.
I myself am not unholy.
No.
So I can't be one of the unholy 2 or 3.
No, you're not allowed, Jim Fannin.
I know that these guys scare the hell out of me. You know, Deranged with that just obscene display at the King of the Death was squirting the blood out of his head.
Unbelievable.
Brain Damage. I think he's gotten like 3 black eyes from Necro with the drunken bar fight.
Absolutely. Brain Damage is as tough as they come. He really is.
And there's somebody in this matchup that can blacken his eyes.
Yes.
And that's Corporal Robinson. Corporal Robinson is probably, next to Bullpain, the baddest SOB that has plied his trade here in the IWA.
Yeah.
I've never seen eye to eye with Corporal. I probably never will.
Right.
But I have respect for him because that man... I watched him get into a fight with Ox Harley one night.
Right.
And last time I had mentioned how Corporal almost died in the barbed wire match when his temple got cut with the glass. His first match back, he was wrestling Ox Harley. And Ox Harley kept hitting him right where he got cut.
Wow.
With the kendo stick.
Oh, jeez.
So when they got into the back, Corporal was pissed.
Sure, absolutely.
Ian moved everything out of the way. We were in the Total Eclipse Teen Club, so it was arcade games, pool tables. We moved everything out of the way. We said, Corp, Ox, settle it.
Wow.
Corporal kicked his ass.
He's as tough as they come.
I wish I had a camera. He kicked Ox Harley's ass. And I'll finish the story after the ring introduction.
Shut up! Don't you cheer for that! Shut up! Contest is scheduled for protocol with a 30-minute time limit. Your referee, PJ Drummond. Introducing team number 1. They are Deranged and Brain Damage.
They're changing it up on me. What do you expect from a guy named Deranged? Tomorrow it's going to be something different. So
he can't remember what he is.
Their opponents, they're the team of Hardcore Klein and Corporal Robinson, the Extreme Dream Team.
these guys, longtime partners.
I think they're currently the Mid-American Wrestling Tag Team Champions. I'm not
correct. I believe that is correct.
I'm not 100% sure on that. But to finish the story, your Corporal pissed off, getting hit in the head, right where that cut was, his first match back, getting hit at least 5 or 6 times with the kendo stick by Ox Harley.
Right.
They got into the back, and Ian's like, don't just yell at each other. So we were moving arcade games, we were moving pool tables around, and they squared off. And Ox was a Gold Gloves boxer.
Okay, wow.
He threw a jab at Corporal. Corporal punched him 5 times in the face. Ox took a step back, shook his head, came back, threw another jab. Corporal hit him 10 times, just like that.
Yeah. Firing away.
Ox threw his hands up and said, all right, you kicked my ass.
Wow.
The next week, some of our fans, I don't know how they found out about what happened, but some of them found out what happened in the dressing room. And when Ox Harley came out to wrestle the next week, his entire match, he was just berated with Corporal Robinson kicked your ass, doo-dah, doo-dah, for the entire match from these fans. He got into the back, he changed his clothes, he zipped up his bag.
Takes him over. I don't mean to stop you, but
He just got cut open. He just got busted wide open by going face first into the canvas.
you could see but even before that move, his nose was bleeding. I believe Corporal Robinson. And that's one thing with Corporal Robinson is at the beginning of his match, he comes at you with a flurry. And you have to withstand that flurry or you're going home early. And now Deranged firing back on Hardcore Craig.
But anyway, to finish my long story, Ox Harley packed up his bags and he walked out of the IWA and said, I quit.
Wow. That's the kind
and
of...
It was because Corporal Robinson kicked his ass.
Brain damage now in the match.
You know, sometimes with Corporal's punches, we call them the lottery punches, because sometimes you win and he doesn't hit you with all of it, and sometimes you're the big loser and he knocks you. Probably the punches is what busted open the nose, but then, you know, Corporal trying the fancy arm drag. Deranged face first into our canvas.
Now look at this. Brain damage is not a small customer. Hardcore Craig with a beautiful move, but only able to get a 2.
I never would have dreamed that I'd have saw Hardcore Craig break out a fall-away slam, and I still can't believe that Deranged is that busted open so early into the match, and they haven't used any weapons.
Yeah, and we saw that in the Razor Blade Board death match with Brandon Prophet. Corp comes at you with a flurry, and whether you handle it or you don't is going to decide how long the match is going to go.
And he knocked Brandon Prophet out.
Clean out.
Knocked him clean out with punches. And that's, we've always said, Corporal's the one guy in IWA, the 10-year history, Corporal's the one guy that you would not want to get into a fist fight with. And that's with as dangerous as Necro is, we got a weapon coming in.
Oh yeah, that mask, it's got the spikes on that mask, and Deranged firing away at the head and face of Corporal Robinson.
But as dangerous as Necro Butcher's punches are, Corporal is the one guy that you do not want to trade punches with, because he's got such tremendous hand speed that he'll hit you 5-6 times before you can even blink your eye.
Michinoku driver. Corp able to get some momentum by kicking those legs up in the air.
And Corporal has been busted open from that spiked mask repeatedly being beat into his head. Just a little bit of payback from Deranged.
Sure.
You know, and the ref didn't see it.
And
we know
now
he would have called for a disqualification based
double
on the
team
earlier
here.
events.
Dual kicks there. Now you're not gonna pin Corporal Robinson with your foot on his chest. Not a chance.
One night you would have been able to. Again, a story involving Ox Harley. Back in the Kmart building, Ox used to do a crooked moonsault, and he landed double knees into the side of Corporal's face on a moonsault and knocked Corporal out.
Wow.
It took 2 of the ammonia sticks under his nose to bring him to.
Right, yeah.
And we thought Corporal was just hamming it up for all the ladies in the crowd to try to get some sympathy.
Right.
But when we put that first ammonia stick under him and he didn't even budge, we were like, man, he's really out.
So that's what it takes. A couple of knees to the head from a
And Ox
moonsault.
Harley was about 300 pounds, so it takes 300 pounds jumping off the top rope with double knees into the side of your face
In order to take down Corporal Robinson. He's as tough as they come, without a doubt. no one would ever question the toughness of Corporal Robinson. But it's these two young men, Deranged and Brain Damage, who have recently, since their appearance at the last King of the Death matches, have really gone on a streak as a tag team and both in singles competitions, are really showing that they can hold their own when it comes to when it mixes up and you're gonna punch each other in the face. Brain Damage has been punched square in the face on repeated occasions by Corporal Robinson, Necro Butcher, Mean Mitch Page, Tank,
They
and
got
now
the spike mask back into
again.
play. But I've got one other Corporal Robinson getting knocked out story for you to try to sell some videotapes. I can't remember the exact date on it, but I believe it was 2002 in Clarksville. Necro Butcher against Corporal Robinson, and Necro throws a chair at Corporal from behind, hits Corporal in the back of the head with the chair. Corporal collapses to the floor in a heap, and when we finally pick him up off the floor, there is an imprint on the concrete from his shirt where he like sweat through to the concrete.
Yeah. Oh! Tornado DDT right on the face, Jim Fannin. Sorry to interrupt.
On the concrete, you could read "If you ain't hardcore, you ain't shit." That came off of Corporal.
Story. Yes, absolutely.
Like I said, it was like 2002 in Clarksville. Go to smartmarkvideo.com and do some searches on those shows in that time frame. Find the match with Corporal versus Necro, and my God, it's worth picking up because that was just crazy stuff went on back then.
Hardcore Craig now back in, throwing some shots at Deranged. Back elbow, beautifully done. Sends Brain Damage in. Another. Deranged still pouring blood out of his nose and mouth.
That's a big guy to try to clothesline over the top rope.
One more time, some momentum now. Both men up and over.
You know, Hardcore Craig, no stranger to the IWA. He's been here a few times in the past, back in the Charlestown days.
Right.
You know, mostly known for his work in Mid-American Wrestling.
Former heavyweight champion.
Heavyweight champion up there, tag team champions. He's had tremendous feuds with Corporal Robinson, teaming with Corporal Robinson. He's feuded with Ian Rotten up there. You know, he's a tough SOB, and he had that impressive fall-away slam earlier in his match.
Absolutely. If you're going to be a tag team partner of Corporal Robinson, you need to be able to keep up with Corporal Robinson, be able to hang with. Oh!
Did he just punch a chair?
Yes, into the head of Brain Damage.
How crazy do you? Payback with the mask. How crazy do you have to be to punch a chair?
Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I mean, there's one of those things where you're saying, I'm going to hurt myself in order to try to inflict pain on my opponent. There, the scale kind of evens out, I would think, but
Brain Damage is bleeding quite severely over here.
Yeah, he's been cut wide open by that mask.
You know, and this isn't the first time that we've seen a mask like that used as a weapon. That spiked vest, that Mischief, where she uses that as a weapon, has used it several times against Mickey Knuckles.
Yep, including the show in Philadelphia.
The Philadelphia show busted Mickey Knuckles wide open, and now they're brawling on top of the bleachers, slamming each other on the floor.
Yeah, you could hear the slap. Smart Mark home video right on top of the action, but very brutal.
You know, that's something to prove show. Mischief kneed the spike vest into the face of Mickey. The spike went right into her head. She still has the scar today. Now we've got a
powerbomb attempt, but wait. Craig, back body drop. There's no sort of padding or anything on the floor. This is a basketball court.
It looks like Corporal is laid out on chairs. Powerbomb through 4 chairs over on the other side of the bleachers. Smart Mark video right on top of that.
Thankfully,
you know, we can't see it through all these people, but the people at home will definitely, if they don't see it as the match is going on, I'm sure they'll get a replay of it after the match.
Indeed. Hardcore Craig now again. Fireman's carry, swinging him around. Oh, into a diamond cutter. A Hardcore Craig cutter.
The Corporal's still laid out up against the back wall out there.
And now, wait a minute, we've seen Deranged use this pump handle slam before. Sit out, 2, 3. A very impressive victory. These two guys, go ahead, Jim Phantom.
And the key to it was they laid out Corporal Robinson, they took him out of the equation, and then they were able to focus the attack on Hardcore Craig, and he just was not able to withstand it.
Craig falls victim as Deranged hits him with that pump handle sit-out power bomb. An impressive victory for, I guess they're now being called vulgar display of power. The tag teams in the IWA need to start paying attention to these two young men for sure.
They might be next in line to go after Pondo and Ian.
If there's any team that could go blow for blow, toe-to-toe with Ian and Pondo, it is certainly these two men.
As both Craig and Corporal still down.
Corporal finally has made his way to the ring, crawled over.
And we still have 2 more matches tonight.
Unbelievable. The debut, the IWA debut of Low Key, just a few minutes away. We will also see the first Bunkhouse Battle Royal for entry into the 2006 King of the Death matches.
We'll talk more about that after Corporal and Craig struggle to make their way back to the dressing room.
The following contest is the Bunkhouse Brawl. The rules for this match are simple. All of the participants can bring any weapons that they want into the match. The only way to be eliminated is to be thrown over the top rope and both feet must touch the floor. The last man standing will be declared the winner and earn a spot in the 2006 King of the Deathmatch Tournament. And now, the participants.
Here we go, and as IWA tradition, Seven Nation Army plays over the loudspeakers as we see the entrance in this first Bunkhouse Battle Royal.
Not only for entry into the tournament, but an all-important first round bye.
There's a detail that adds a whole new perspective on this.
You know, that has to be such a huge advantage. Anybody that wants into this tournament wants that bye, because that first night you get to watch your potential opponent get the hell knocked out of them in a match while you just sit back with your feet up. And you're fresh that second night, so you automatically have an advantage in that second round matchup, almost guaranteeing yourself a passage into the next round.
Sure.
So basically it's like receiving 2 byes.
Yeah, a big advantage, and it'll be very interesting to see. And now, look at this. Sal Thomaselli wants in. The Thomaselli brothers, the first out of the chute. Could you imagine Sal or Brandon Thomaselli? Darin Corbin?
They brought a pop can. Darin's got a belt, maybe?
He brought his Kevin Harvey with him.
His dork in a suit weapon.
A towel, maybe to use the choke.
I don't think Brain Damage or Deranged are going to have much luck in this.
I see Brandon Thomaselli's got some brass knuckles.
And I thought he just brought a can of pop.
And you can see everybody's scared.
If everyone was smart, they would jump those two and get them out right now.
The Thomaselli brothers went right after Brain Damage and Deranged. There's going to be a lot of action here.
This is going to be very hard to call. You know, this is Ian Rotten's homage to Dusty Rhodes, old NWA,
absolutely,
with the Bunkhouse Stampedes that they would do.
The largest deathmatch tournament ever, 28 men will enter the 2006 King of the Deathmatch tournament June 2nd and 3rd in Plainfield, Indiana. And look at this.
Staple gun.
There's the weapon to bring with you to a battle like this.
And Eric Priest is running for his life.
Yeah, underneath the ropes.
I don't know why Eric Priest would want in the King of the Death matches.
Brandon Thomaselli got stapled. And Brandon just threw himself out. We're down to, I think, the final 4. No, wait a minute.
6.
Yeah, 6, because Corbin, Hardcore Craig have yet to enter the match. We are down to 5. Toby, the defending champ, by the way, was eliminated here. No first round bye, at least yet, for Toby.
He's got 3 more chances, and I don't know if Toby would want to bye.
Yeah.
I think he likes the death matches.
What?
You know, this is a very odd mixture we have. We've got a rematch of the tag match we just watched, and Eric Priest.
These 4 men have unfinished business. Corporal Robinson, you know, has got to have a little chip on his shoulder. He never likes losing. And now, face full of steel chair.
You know, I said, why would Eric Priest want to be in the King of the Death matches? It has been told. Jason Dukes is entering.
Dukes, he's got the snakeskin boots. He took advantage of the fact coming in a little late.
No one said there was a time limit as to when you had to come in.
Dukes now sent off. Lariat. He takes the boot off. Oh! Hit him with a boot.
You know, but as I was trying to say, Eric Priest maybe wants him to be King of the Death because I've heard from Ian, it's not official, but that there will be no extra matches at the King of the Death matches this year.
Yeah.
It is just going to be the tournament matches.
Yep.
There's not going to be a losers bracket match, nothing. It's going to be just the tournament matches because 28 men.
Oh, and Dukes is eliminated. 28
It's
men.
like 26 match, whatever it was. There's just not enough room on the show for extra stuff. So if Eric Priest wants to be on one of the biggest, shows of the year, he needs to get into the King of the Death match tournament.
Look out now! We are down! We are 1 elimination away from seeing Eric Priest entered into the 2006 King of the Deathmatch tournament.
I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Please let it happen. I'm almost rooting for it at this point, Jim Fannin.
I think it would be tremendous.
You see, Chandler McClure looking on. McClure with an eye on his partner.
I mean, is there any rule stating that Chandler can't come back out here and double team Craig?
I don't know. A little bit of a power display there. Either one of these men, of course, like you said, receiving a first round bye. Hardcore Craig, no stranger to the death matches. It'll certainly give a guy like him an advantage in order to get the bye.
I don't think he's ever been an entrant in the King of the Death matches. So earning his way in with a bye would be spectacular. Oh my God! And Eric Priest is in the King of the Death matches.
Eric Priest, unbelievable! I never thought I would say it.
And receive a bye! Joey!
I don't think Joey realizes, but unbelievable. I never thought the words would be uttered, but Eric Priest is going to the King of the Death matches. Can you say it? 2006 King of the Death matches, the underwear model, Eric Priest.
He's the dark horse to win it.
I'm picking him. I'm going with him. And it is main event time here at IWA Mid-South presents Hurt. Tyler Black, a former IWA Mid-South light heavyweight champion, with his toughest test to date, without a doubt, an international superstar in Low Key, making his IWA Mid-South debut here tonight. This is just a taste, just a sampling of what is going to be an epic encounter 1 week from now, when Low Key will take on the Necro Butcher.
And now comes the waste of energy.
He hates his parents. He hates his parents so much.
I still can't get over Eric Priest in the King of the Death matches.
I'm baffled.
That is the damnedest thing I have ever seen. And to do it with press slamming a guy to the floor.
Yeah.
But I hope I can say this without getting sued by somebody. Welcome to the big time, Tyler Black. We'll see if you belong tonight.
Well, fuck that guy. If he's gonna sue you, he's a piece of shit anyway. But Tyler Black, you said it, his biggest test to date, without a doubt.
You know, everybody sings his praises. Tonight we see if it's false hope or if he can live up to the hype. I don't think he can live up to the hype.
That's we will find out in just mere moments.
I think Low Key kicks his teeth down his throat, but that's just me.
So many people for so long have been waiting for this exact moment when Low Key makes his IWA Mid-South debut. They've all come through here, Jim Fannin, all the ones that are at the top of this business. And tonight is the first time that Low Key comes to IWA.
You know, I haven't seen him wrestle since about the year 2000. I've heard that he is so much better now than what he was then, and he wowed me back then. 6 years ago, he reminded me of what Tyler Black reminds me of now.
Yeah.
So in a way, this is like the past looking at the future, but I don't think the future is ready to conquer the past just yet. Can he see? Can he see?
I hope he takes it off, because I guess that'll give Tyler Black an advantage if he has to wrestle him with one eye.
Unless Low Key has the force.
Which is possible.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event of the evening.
And it doesn't look like he's taking it off.
It is scheduled for one fall with a 45-minute time limit. Your referee, P.J. Drummond.
45 or 35?
Introducing first from Shadow Falls, Massachusetts, Tyler Black.
A definite fan favorite here in IWA Mid-South.
At least amongst the ladies.
And his opponent, hailing from Brooklyn, New York, making his IWA debut, Low Key.
A tribute to Jean-Pierre Lafitte. Oh, no. All right, he finally took
I
it
don't know
off.
who the hell that is, but
Come on, you know, the Pirate in WWF back in the early 90s. Feuded with Bret Hart for a little while.
I watched a blue screen back then because that was more entertaining.
All right, here it is. Opening bell. Low Key versus Tyler Black. Low Key, of course, well-traveled all across the globe. He's a regular on the Pro Wrestling Noah roster, making numerous tours. He's challenged for the GHC Junior Tag titles. As always a threat to be the light heavyweight champion over there. Of course, so accomplished here in the United States.
Well, the guy's been everywhere, and now he can finally say that. he has been everywhere because he's been here. And, you know, a feeling out at the start, I thought, but now arm breaker.
And low-key so quick, and he's so well-versed in so many different styles. Submission wrestling, striking, high-flying, you name it. We talk about 5 tools. Low-key is certainly a 5-tool player.
He's got the martial arts, he's got everything, you know, and this is going to be such an education for Tyler Black.
Yeah,
if he is open to learning from it.
We shall see.
At the end, after his head's been kicked in, he may not be able to remember any of the lessons that he was taught here tonight, but he'll always have this DVD to look back on, maybe with fond memories, maybe with not.
We see both men now trying to establish themselves on the ground here. I would think if I had to make a call that this would be where low-key wants the match. He'd much rather stay on the ground, using strikes, not have to take to the air. While Tyler Black wants to make this fast pace, wants to pick up the pace, wants to kind of use his high-flying ability to try to get a surprise win.
You know, Tyler Black has a great advantage in this match. You know, I'm sure low-key doesn't know Tyler Black from Frank Black, from Joe Black, from Jack Black. And there is tons of tape out there on low-key.
Right.
So if Tyler was smart, the past 2 weeks, all he should be doing is watching low-key tapes, studying up, knowing exactly what is going to come from low-key in this matchup. Low-key probably did not do the same for Tyler Black.
You're 100% correct.
So from a preparation standpoint, Tyler Black should be head and shoulders ahead of the game in this matchup, but I don't think he did it.
Yeah, early on, he got caught low-key, and that cross arm breaker in the corner is a staple of the offense of low-key, and Tyler Black didn't have it scouted. It's a low-key does it all the time. He suckers them up. But now look at this, a little bit of fire from Tyler Black. Low-key's going to bring the fight to you. You better bring it back to him.
It's the only way to earn his respect. I mean, if he knocks you in the mouth and you tap him back, he knows he's got you beat then.
Exactly.
You know?
He's got the mental edge right off the bat.
It's just playtime after that happens. So Tyler better bring his AAA game here today.
Sends him off. Clothesline. Beautiful drop kick, cut him right on the chest.
There's the high flying of Tyler coming into play.
Fast-paced, flying forearm, sends him off. Springboard back elbow, and low-key all the way to the floor. This is again where Tyler Black wants it. Here he goes, he's gonna take flight.
Fans scatter for their lives.
Low-key gets out of the way. Tyler Black gives chase. Low-key doesn't see, hasn't noticed, and now, Tyler Black sneaks up behind him.
I mean, he could tell that Tyler didn't hit the floor. He didn't hear the splat. He just figured that Tyler stayed in the ring, was going to give him time to recuperate, and Tyler very smartly went right after it. You cannot give a guy like Low-Key a chance to recuperate out on the floor. You got to stay on him at all times, never turn your back to him, and never let your guard down.
Right. He's as quick as they come, and with his martial art. Oh! Wow! We've seen some chops tonight, but that might lead them all right there.
Is he going to suplex him to the floor?
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't put it past him. Low-Key will do whatever.
This could be the turning point of the match if Low-Key hits this suplex, but it looks like he's not going to.
Tyler now, a suplex of his own. Hard knee strike right to the face. Oh, and now just...
Well, one way or another, I'm going to get you to the floor, is what Low-Key said.
And now, maybe Low-Key going to take a risk here. It's certainly not out of his playbook. Nope, instead... grabs a handful of hair, brings Tyler Black back in.
Sometimes when you're not very familiar with your opponent, playing it closer to the vest in the early stages is the right way to go. You know, because right there, what happens if he flies after him and Tyler moves? All of a sudden, he could just make that kid's career.
Right. Absolutely.
All of a sudden, Tyler Black has a victory over Low Key because Low Key made a mistake.
Yeah.
And Low Key wants to make sure that that does not happen. If Tyler beats him tonight, Tyler's going to have to earn every last second of that 3 count.
Absolutely. This match, you never say, but you never want to say that someone doesn't have a chance in a match. But certainly, Tyler, he's stepping up to a new level, a new realm. This is his first time up there. It's less about winning, probably, with him, more of testing himself and maybe taking advantage of an opening and a mistake. That's really the game plan he's got to come at this with, is hope that Low Key makes a mistake, which doesn't happen very often, I'll be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, 3 seconds is not that long. It is not that long at all. Anybody can, I mean, you can hit me right now, and if you catch me off guard with it, you can pin me for 3 seconds.
Right.
I can do the same to you.
Sure.
Anybody can beat anybody if you catch them just right, with the right thing at the right time. So yeah, Tyler has a chance.
Yep.
He has like we said, Necro had a puncher's chance. Tyler has a flyer's chance.
Yes. Well put.
But if you live by the flying, you're also going to die by that flying at some point too. And Low Key is the prohibitive favorite in this matchup. No one will tell you different.
Right.
And like you said, this isn't just about winning to Tyler Black. This is about being competitive.
Yeah.
Showing that even though you may not be better than, you're at least in the same league as.
Sure.
And
it's very important for the career of Tyler Black that he not get run over in this match. And to this point, he hasn't gotten run over. He hasn't.
He's put up a heck of a fight so far.
Absolutely.
He's stayed with him. I mean, we're what, 5 minutes in, maybe?
Right. 7 minutes.
The first 5 minutes, it's been a draw.
And now wait a minute. He actually caught the pocket of those cargo pants. And right on the sternum. That'll make the air rush out of you. Wow. Cover 1, 2. Tyler.
See, and those are the kind of things that lead you to be able to hold a guy down for 3 seconds. Because if you stomp all the air out of him like that, he doesn't have the air to kick out.
It takes more than 3 seconds to get that breath back. And when you're thinking about breathing, you're not thinking about getting your shoulders off the mat. Absolutely true.
If that stomp had came 5 minutes from now, that match would have been over. There's no way Tyler kicks out 5 minutes from now if Low Key stops him like that.
Right.
There's just no way. He just happened to be lucky that it's still in the early stages. And, as much as I criticize Tyler over here, I'm not going to tell you the kid's not in shape. The kid's in phenomenal shape.
Yeah.
He is one hell of an athlete.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes into the match, he's got air in his lungs. He's got the extra air to breathe. Even with all the little monkey business over here of I hate my parents bullshit. Even though that's a big waste of air, he still has the stamina to withstand something like that in the early goings. But he's going to have to mount a comeback. He's going to have to get a second breath here, and he's going to have to do it soon because Low Key's starting to stomp all the life right out of him.
He's the tremendous leg strength of Low Key. He had those legs wrapped around the midsection, keeping his abdomen constricted so he can't get those nice deep breaths and catch his breath.
Yeah, I mean, he had to, working the body scissors. I mean, Low Key is very smart in there. He is a grizzled veteran. He's been all over the world, and he knows how to take advantage of the young kids. He was there once, and he knows how important this is to Tyler.
Yeah, absolutely. The fans split here. You can hear both Low Key and Tyler back and forth from this crowd.
This might be a chance for that second wind.
Here we go. He caught him. He caught him right on the face. Oh, whoa. I think he lost a tooth.
Something came out of his tooth, gum, something.
Now up to the top rope. Tyler Black. And Low Key holds on. A mistake.
Might have just died by the flying.
He did not get the legs wrapped around the head, and Low Key took advantage. Now, Key up to the top rope. Nope, now sees that Tyler was rolling out of the way smartly instead of trying to jump too far out of his range. Just gets down, gets out back on the attack.
The younger guy still makes that jump. Thinks, oh, I can make it. I can do it. I can jump that far. But, Low Key hops down, knees him in the ribs a couple times, throws him down.
1, 2. Oh, no.
And those 3 moves taking a lot of the air out. And if anybody watching these tapes, if you ever watch boxing matches, you always hear the importance of the body shots.
Yep.
You know, you always hear the commentator say, go to the body, go to the body, go to the body. Because the longer that you've been out there wrestling, the harder it is to get that air.
Yep.
And one good shot to the body, and all of a sudden, instead of taking 5 seconds to catch your breath, it takes you 10, 15 seconds to catch your breath. And then you can be held down for those 3 seconds.
Absolutely. Another hard knife edge shot.
And all those chops, those right there in the lungs, that knocks all the air out of you.
There's as much impact on that chop as there is on that stomp on the chest when it comes to low key. Just sends them all.
Look at how red and purple Tyler's chest is.
Yeah.
From the stomps, from the chops, from the forearms.
Key looked a little bit baffled there. He thought maybe he was going to be able to get the win there, but still going to take some more to put down Tyler Black.
Well, low key is finding out that Tyler's got a lot of fight left in him, and now it's like a laying down bear hug is what he's applying right now. But again, cutting that air out.
Yep.
You know, low key wrestling a very smart match here. You know, if I was ringside managing him, I couldn't tell him to do it any better.
Right.
Because what do you need to jump off the top rope? You need air.
Yep.
Indeed. What do you need to run all over the place and fly all over the place? You need that air.
Tyler now trying to fight back, but still to no avail.
A lot of people would say, you know, go after Tyler's legs.
Sure.
But, you know, look at the legs on Tyler Black.
Right.
The kid has
He's in
muscles
shape.
upon muscles on the legs. The kid's got a lot of power there. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot more to injure his leg than it's going to knock the air out of him.
Tyler continuing to try to fight out of this bear hug. Finally finds a way as low key spills all the way. Hey, Santa, you might want to move.
We might have to back up here.
Low key, just getting up. Tyler Black now. Oh! We've seen it before, that high jump moonsault. He didn't get a whole lot of it.
Glancing blow. You know, this far into the matchup, you know, that took an awful, that may have taken everything that Tyler had left in him, and his calculations were off by a millimeter.
Yep. If you want to say it's really been the first mistake in this match.
But as I told you in Plainfield, and why I want to manage against Tyler, why I want to manage against Marek, because if you can withstand the storm, if you can withstand the flurry, they're going to make a mistake. And that might have been the mistake right there, not getting all of that high-risk move to the floor.
Tyler back to his feet first as low key picks himself up. You can see back elbow sends Key to the ground. Lariat clothesline. Double axe handle down across the back of the neck. But Key so quickly. Oh, look at that! Beautifully done.
If he could have kept hold of the head and turned that into a pinning combination right off the bat, he could have had the win right there.
Second time he's gone for that type of head scissors takeover and not gotten those legs fully wrapped around the head of low key. But wait a minute now. Fireman's carry, Finley roll. We could see now springboard. I thought maybe we'd see the Phoenix splash. Cover 1, 2, no! Tyler Black unable to keep Key down on the mat for the 3 count.
He's hanging in there. He's hanging in there.
That was the first legitimate pinfall attempt I think we've seen Tyler have in this match.
You know, you mentioned it was the second head scissors thing that he done. You know, but he was smarter. This time he did it from the apron instead of from the top rope. So there's a little less risk if it doesn't work for you. And if he had just connected a little better with it, he'd have had a 1, 2, 3 because low key was totally caught off guard by that.
Low key misses. Staggered him. Springboard! Look at the height! Wow!
Tyler
1, 2, oh no! That's got to be the most height I've seen on a springboard clothesline. Good thing the ceilings are nice and high here in Streamwood because Tyler Black took flight. It got him a 2 count
I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Low-Key get out to the floor and maybe try to buy himself a couple of seconds, because this is one hell of a flurry that Tyler's put up on him here. He's hitting him with 4 or 5 big moves.
We've seen him use this before, the reverse DDT brainbuster, but Key fights out. Flapjack.
And again, that works the ribs, knocks the air out of Tyler.
Tyler able to kick out. Tyler Black taking Low-Key a little bit further than I think Low-Key anticipated. Maybe a little bit of an underestimation on the part of Low-Key. I can't imagine he was imagining this match was going to go this long.
Yeah, there's no way. And like I said, you know, he didn't spend time studying tapes and going, oh, I gotta get ready for this Tyler Black kid, you know.
Key now sets him up on the top rope. Tyler trying to fight back.
Wait a minute.
Rolls off his back
But
to
he's
his
still-
feet.
He's favoring those ribs.
Reverse atomic drop. Kick to the gut. This could be it. That small package driver. But no, Low-Key fought it off. Forearm strikes now back for that small package driver, but Low-Key's got that top rope.
You know, maybe Low-Key did do some scouting here. He had that move blocked twice.
Low-Key rocked a little bit by those forearms. Tyler Black jumping enziguri. Got him in the back of the head.
Well, these guys have been going for about 20 minutes now.
Low-Key staggered
Now
on the ground.
Now is when stamina becomes a huge factor in this match. You know, as you can tell just by looking at them, both men in outstanding shape. But I have to give the stamina edge to Low-Key.
Sure.
Because Tyler's taken such a beating to the ribs.
Right. A lot of that, the Japanese training as well. Oh!
And
got
that might
the
have taken
feet up.
everything out of him.
Yeah, he got the feet up. Tyler Black is staggered. Oh, vicious drop kick into the corner. Sets him up on the top.
This
Wait a minute.
could be it.
Ties him up in the tree of woe. Oh, wait a
my
minute.
God.
No, oh, he gets him up. Oh, double stop. That's it.
That's gotta be it.
Night Irene. 1, 2, 3.
He just stomped the guts right out of him.
What a debut. And I can only imagine 1 week from now when Low-Key steps through the ropes against the Necro Butcher, Jim Bannon.
Do you think he could do that to the Necro Butcher? I mean, how would he get him up under the top rope like that to do
Yeah, I don't know.
that? Was
Low-Key,
unbelievable.
an impressive showing in his IWA Mid-South debut.
But Tyler Black hung in there with him for 20 minutes. It could have went either way.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then Low-Key flipped the switch and just annihilated him in the last minute of that match. And he ain't done with it.
Low-Key. The referee helpless right now.
This is Low-Key saying, you're not making your name on me, kid.
Low-Key now just choking away.
He's beating the hell out of the ref.
Low-Key.
Here comes Marek, Tyler's training partner, tag partner.
Yeah, close friend, traveling partner, trying to come to his friend's aid, but Low-Key.
Kicking the snot out of him.
Absolutely, Marek Brave in trouble here. He walked into a firestorm.
Yeah, Marek Brave shouldn't have. It's the old adage, you know, don't send a boy to do a man's job. I don't know what Marek thought he was going to be able to do.
Low-Key has left everyone laying.
Wait a minute.
Trick Davis. Trick Davis now gonna try to help PJ. Oh!
Trick just got knocked out of the ring.
Wow!
How is Trick still in the ring? It's Necro!
We're gonna get it now! We don't have to wait a week. We don't have to wait a week.
It's happening
Yes!
tonight.
Get it on. Go. Woo! Necro Butcher low-key. We don't want to wait. Let's go. Yes.
There's no doubt who the fans want in this one.
Do it. Come on, Necro.
Loki's calling him in.
He's not budging. He is not budging. We're not going to have to wait. But wait a minute
Here
now.
comes everybody.
Corporal Robinson, Toby, and now, before we can get anything started, the
Here
locker
comes
room empties.
Chandler.
Ian Rotten out at ringside.
I'm a businessman. Don't give this away. Don't let the people get it tonight.
Corb and Toby trying to talk him down, trying to talk Necro down. And look at these two men as they face off.
Let's get up there, Ben. Let's make sure this.
Absolutely.
I'm the one who makes the rules, not you, backyard boy. You got enough for me? It's gonna have to wait 1 week, Tom. 1 week. I guarantee you, you ain't never seen anything like me. I'd like to prove myself to you. It's the other way around, boy. Hey! Take that.
Necro says get out of the ring. He's not done. Low key walks away. He was victorious. Thank you so much for joining us on Smart Mark Home Video. For Jim Fannin, I'm Ben Jordan. Low key, impressive in his debut. And in 1 week's time, he will stand across the ring from the Necro Butcher. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
I should go to walk next week. Right. Yeah. You go to the wall. You'll be all right. You won't have to fight Roderick Strong this week before you play Come on,
Necro.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to ask you one favor. I don't think, in the time you were living in my house and we were smoking weed and you were eating my food or anything like that, have I ever asked you for a favor. But you know what? That guy just brutalized this kid's chest and gave him a beating of a lifetime. I'm going to ask you for a favor. Come Saturday afternoon, April 1st, I want you to beat his ass. I want you to make his face look like Eddie Kingston's face. Beat his ass next week, Necro. I've never met anybody like you. Deal? You beat his ass, there's an ounce in it for you.
What?
There's an ounce in it for you, you beat his ass.
You said the magic word.
That's what I said.
An ounce, I'm in. All right, you got to share with
Ounce of parsley. That's what there is. It's an ounce of parsley.
Parsley.
Yeah. Yeah. Deal?
Hey, no problem, man.
All right, baby. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you guys next week.
Oh, he gets him up. Oh, double stop. That's it. Trick Davis now going to try to help PJ. Oh!
Trik just got knocked out of the ring!
Wow!
Tonight, I step foot for the very first time into an IWA Mid-South ring. Ian Rotten, what were you thinking? Putting Tyler Black in to do a man's job. Next time, you want to stick Necro Butcher in to do a man's job. Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to be the one to put two through you if you stick another one in my path. I will rule IWA Mid-South. Necro Butcher versus Low Key. Only the strong will survive.